Good afternoon, this is Ms. Srimanti Bottabal, and today we will be talking about the concept of adjectives and the purpose it serves in making a sentence grammatically correct in English language. Before going into the details of the concept, let's understand what an adjective really is with the help of a very simple sentence. Let's take the example of a sentence like Ram is a good boy. Now, in this particular sentence, the aim of the sentence is to give us some extra information about the subject, that is Ram. Ram is also a proper noun, and the word that is giving us additional information about Ram is the word sweet. It is describing the noun boy as well as Ram. It is giving us specific information about the nouns. It is telling us how the nouns are. So in this case, the word sweet is an adjective. So basically, adjective is a describing word. It gives us additional information about the noun. It qualifies a noun. Now, in some cases, for example, the sentence I just mentioned a few seconds earlier, the Ram is a sweet boy. In some cases, adjectives appear in front of the nouns, before the nouns. When that happens, it's called an attributive adjective. And in some cases, adjectives appear after the noun. For example, if I want to, I can actually modify the sentence and say something like Ram is very sweet. So the word sweet, the adjective sweet, is still doing the same work. It is giving me more information about the proper noun Ram. It is modifying Ram. It is describing noun. It's describing Ram. It's qualifying Ram. But here the adjective sweet is appearing after the noun Ram. So in this case, the adjective sweet is functioning as a predicative adjective. Now let us talk about the basic types of adjectives that we have. There are 6 basic types of adjective. The first one is qualitative. Now qualitative adjectives, as the very name suggests, tells you about the quality of a noun, as in it describes the kind of noun it is, the shape, the size, the manner, the color, how beautiful it is, or basically it tells you or gives you the qualities of the noun. For example, like the sentence I mentioned earlier, Ram is a sweet boy. Here sweet is a quality. It is telling you the kind of boy Ram is. So sweet is a qualitative adjective. Or if I say she is a graceful dancer, so the word graceful is telling me the kind of dancer she is. It is telling me a quality, an additional quality of this girl. So graceful is acting as a qualitative adjective. Next we come to quantitative adjective. Again, as the name suggests, quantitative adjective tells you how much or how many. It tells you the number, or it tells you the quantity of nouns. So if I say I have 20 students in my class, the word 20 is a quantitative adjective because it is giving me additional information about the number of students. Student here is a noun. So the word 20 is modifying, qualifying the noun students, and it is telling me the number. So the word 20 is acting as a quantitative adjective. Or if I say I have 5 kgs of rice, here 5 kgs together is acting as a quantitative adjective because it is it's answering how much rice do I have, and rice here is a common noun. So quantitative adjective tells me the quantity, how much or how many, when it comes to nouns. Next we have possessive adjective. Possessive adjectives tells us about ownership. It shows possession. For example, if I say Mr. Patel is our new class teacher. So in this case, the noun here is teacher, and the word our is showing possession. It is indicating possession, so it is acting as a possessive adjective. Or if I say this is my bag, so here the word my is telling me about the owner of the bag. It is helping me to establish my ownership over the bag, and it is also qualifying the noun bag. So my here becomes a possessive adjective. Next we come to demonstrative adjectives. Again, as the name suggests, demonstrative adjective helps us to point out nouns. For example, these shoes are beautiful, that bag is lovely. So here words like these and that is qualifying the nouns bag and shoes, and it is helping me to identify or point out towards specific nouns, which is why demonstrative adjective is main role is to point out nouns, or that is why the words like these, those, that are used as demonstrative adjective. Now interrogative adjective again is used to ask questions. So for example, if I say which bag is yours, so in this case the noun is bag and the adjective which is coming right before the noun to qualify it is the adjective which, and which is here acting as an interrogative adjective. It's used to ask questions and it is also modifying a noun, it is also qualifying a noun, it is describing a noun, so which is why it is functioning as an adjective and an interrogative adjective on that, because it's also used to ask a question. And the last we come to proper adjectives. This one is really simple. Proper adjectives are formed from proper nouns. So for example, India is the name of a country, it is a proper noun. But if I say she is Indian, so Indian is acting as a proper adjective. Indian, the word Indian is qualifying the pronoun she, or the noun. If I use a noun in this case, for example, Rita is Indian, it is qualifying a noun, it is giving me more information about the noun, it is describing the noun, and it is formed from a proper noun. So that is why in the word like Indian in this particular example is a proper adjective. Okay, next we come to another concept where we learn that we can actually use present and past participles or verbs as adjectives as well. Now, how do you form present participles or verbs? You add add an ing after the verb, and past participle, as we know, it is can be formed by adding a d or a t or an en or an ed. So these words can also act as an adjective. So for example, if I say I saw a very interesting play yesterday. In this case, interesting is acting as an adjective. It is qualifying the noun play, and it is formed from a verb. It is formed from a verb, and it is the present participle form of a verb. So that is why in this case interesting is acting as a present participle of a verb and it is being an adjective. Or if I say the glass is broken, in this case broken is the past participle form of a verb break, and it is acting as an adjective qualifying the noun glass. So in this case the word broken acting as a past participle is also acting as an adjective. We can also form compound adjectives by adding up two or more words. So for example, in a sentence like the one which you have in your book, if I say I wore a bottle green dress, so by adding, or rather by putting two words bottle and green, I am making one word, and that is functioning as a compound adjective. Okay, next we come to a very interesting concept of adjectives, that is positive, comparative and superlative form of adjectives. Now, when we use an adjective in its singular form, we use the positive form of that particular adjective. For example, Rita is a beautiful girl. I'm talking about one particular girl, that is Rita. The subject here is singular. I'm not talking about any other subject. So in this case, I'm using the positive form of adjective beautiful, which is again the word beautiful. Or if I can also, the subject can also be plural. For example, the girls are beautiful, but here the subject is singular, which by that I mean that I'm talking about one particular subject. So girls here is acting as a singular subject. I'm not talking about any other subject here. I'm not comparing the girls with anyone else. I'm just talking about these girls. So these girls are beautiful. Beautiful is acting as a positive form of adjective here. But now if I compare one subject with another, I use a comparative form of adjective. For example, those girls are more beautiful than these girls. So here automatically there are two subjects. One is this particular group of girls which I am identifying as those girls, and the second is another group of girls which I am identifying as these girls. And here I am drawing a comparison between these two groups. Thus I am using the comparative form more beautiful. But if I want to make a comparison, or rather if I want to establish the supremacy of one particular subject over every other subject in one particular field, then I will use the superlative form of adjective. For example, Rita is the most beautiful dancer in the team. So I am comparing Rita with all the other dancers. I'm not just comparing Rita with one other particular dancer, I'm comparing Rita with all the dancers that are present on the team. The number is plural. So that is why I'm using the superlative form of adjective. So remember, when I'm talking about one singular subject, there is no comparison at all. I'll be using the positive form. When I'm comparing between two subjects or two groups, I use comparative form of adjective. But when there are multiple number of subjects and I want to establish the supremacy of one over everyone else, I use the superlative form. Let's take another example. If I say my house is large, Ravi's house is larger than mine, but Tanmay's house is the largest in the neighborhood. So the first one was used, or rather in the first sentence I used a positive form of adjective because I was not drawing a comparison between my house and any other house. I just said my house is large. In the second one, I drew a comparison between my house and some other boy's house, which is why I use the comparative form larger. But when I want to establish the supremacy of Tanmay's house over all the other houses in the neighborhood, I am using the superlative form of adjective, which is the largest. Because here I am not drawing a comparison between two subjects, I am drawing a comparison, or rather I am establishing the fact that one group or one subject is superior to all the other subjects in the particular category, which is why I am using the superlative form. Now, one question that might arise in your mind is what to do if there are multiple number of adjectives in a sentence. Now, there is a very easy and simple rule for that, and the rule is also given in your books which you can consult. If there are a multiple number of adjectives in a sentence, we follow a particular order. What is that order? The first adjective must be an adjective which talks about opinion. Opinion is something which is based on your interpretation. Opinion is not something specific or fixed. So for example, when I say she is a good girl, here good is an opinion because that person might be good to me, but that person might not be good to somebody else. So words like good or bad, beautiful, nice, horrible are all opinions. That is why words like words which express opinions should always come in the front. After that, you must be putting adjectives which talk about size, like big, small, short, tall, fat. All these are, they talk about sizes, how big a particular adjective is, or how big a particular noun is. Third, you have other qualities like angry or sad or famous or fast. These are qualities which do not really come under any particular category. These are just additional extra information. The fourth is age of the noun. How old is the noun? Is it new? Is it ancient? Is it old? Is it recent? So these adjectives come in the fourth order. Then we have the color of the noun: white, green, blue, purple, black. Then you have the origin, as in from where has the noun originated. For example, Indian, Sweden, French, Asian, Japanese, Malaysian. They talk about the origin, or from where has this particular noun originated. So if I say I am eating in a Chinese restaurant, here the word Chinese is talking about the origin, right? What kind of a restaurant it is. Or if I say I have a Persian carpet, the word Persian is telling you about the origin of the carpet, right? from where has the carpet originated. So Persian, the word Persian will be your sixth category of adjective. Then you have material. What is the noun made of? Steel, iron, gold, copper, plastic, silver, etc. What kind, next is what kind of a noun is it? For example, an electronic gadget. What kind of a noun is gadget? It's an electronic gadget. So the word electronic is telling you the kind of noun, the type of noun. And the last is purpose. What is the purpose being served by the noun? Why is the noun there in the first place? What work is the noun doing? So the last order or the last category would be your purpose. What is the purpose of the noun? Why has the noun originated? So that is your order of adjectives. So if you find a sentence which has multiple number of adjectives, remember, first will be your opinion, how good or bad a noun is. Next will be your size, how big, how small, how fat, how short, how tall. Other qualities like angry, sad, fast, slow, important, unimportant, lazy, etc. Next you have age of the noun, how old a noun is or how new a noun is. Next you have the color of the noun. Next you have from where has the noun originated, the origin place of the noun. Then you have the material with which the noun has been made, gold, silver, copper, iron, etc. Next is the kind of noun it is. And the last is the purpose that is being served by the noun. Why is that particular object used? So that is the order of adjectives. If you follow this order, then you will not face any problem if you come across a sentence with multiple number of adjectives. So with that we come to an end to the chapter of adjectives. Remember the types of adjectives and the rules that are involved in forming them, the rules that are formed in forming a comparison or comparative or superlative forms, and the rules that you must remember when you want to write a sentence which contains multiple number of adjectives.